What if the most interesting thing happening in food right now is not happening in a laboratory or a test kitchen, but in the candy aisle of all places? We tend to file candy away as the one category where nobody is really trying, where the ingredient list is a lost cause and the whole point is to not look too closely. And then, every so often a company comes along that quietly refuses that premise, and you realize the aisle was never the problem. The assumptions were. Welcome back to the next Biz Thing. I am Markus J. Diploma, and this is the show where we go looking for the businesses that are building something genuinely new. The ones that are still small enough to be nimble and already good enough to be noticed. Every episode we pick one company. We look closely at what they actually do, and we try to understand the shift they are riding. Today, we are going to Sweden, or at least to a company that has built its entire identity around bringing a very specific piece of Sweden to the rest of the world. The company is Mums, the Swedish Candy Co. And the phrase they lead with tells you almost everything you need to know about their thinking. Less evil candy, no compromises. Sit with that for a second, because it is doing a lot of work. It is not less candy. It is not diet candy, or protein candy, or candy that apologizes for being candy. It is candy with the genuinely unnecessary parts taken out, and nothing else changed. That is a much harder promise to keep than the alternatives, and it is a much more honest one. So what are they actually selling? Swedish candy in mixes. If you have never encountered Swedish candy properly, the first thing to understand is that it is a real culinary tradition, not a marketing angle. Sweden has a genuine national relationship with sweets, with its own textures, its own flavor logic, its own idea of what sour should taste like, and how far licorice is allowed to go. Mums builds mixes across that whole range. There is a sweet mix, a sour mix, and a sweet and sour mix for the people who cannot choose. There is a licorice mix, which in a Nordic context is not the timid supermarket version, but something with actual conviction behind it. There is a chocolate mix, a marshmallow and jelly mix, and something called the S-mark mix, which is a nod to a Swedish quality marking that locals would recognize instantly. Several of those mixes include Bubs, which if you know Swedish candy at all is a name that carries weight. That detail matters more than it might sound, because it signals that this is not a company assembling generic sweets and calling them Scandinavian. They are sourcing the things Swedes actually eat. Then there is the part I find most telling, which is the dietary range. There is a gluten-free Swedish mix. There is a gelatin-free mix, which opens the entire category up to people who have spent years reading the back of candy bags and putting them down again. Vegetarians, vegans, anyone whose diet quietly rules out most gummy candy without anyone in the industry ever seeming to notice. Building those as real products rather than as an afterthought line tells you the company thinks of its customers as people with actual constraints, not as an undifferentiated mass of sugar demand. Now let me talk about the ingredient philosophy, because this is where the less evil claim either holds up or falls apart. What Mums says it leaves out is a fairly long list. No GMOs, no fillers, no red 40, no high fructose corn syrup, no parabens, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. Every one of those is an item that makes candy cheaper, more shelf-stable, or more visually aggressive on a shelf. Removing them is not a free choice. It costs margin, it complicates sourcing, and it removes some of the shortcuts that make mass-market confectionery work at scale. The fact that they have built a business around doing without them is the real product here. The candy is the delivery mechanism, and I want to be precise about what that is not. This is not a company telling you candy is health food. There is no pretense that a bag of Swedish gummies is a wellness intervention. The pitch is narrower and much more credible. If you are going to have candy, and you are, then the version you have should be made of the things candy is actually supposed to be made of. High-quality ingredients, kid-friendly formulations, made with care. That is the whole argument, and it is a good one precisely because it does not overreach. Let me give you a sense of scale, because it is easy to hear a story like this and picture a two-person operation shipping from a spare room. Mums is rated 4.9 out of 5 by more than 250,000 customers. 250,000. Whatever you think about online ratings in general, a number that large is not an accident, and it is not a launch week fluke. It is the accumulated verdict of a very big group of people who bought a bag of candy, ate it, and came back to say it was good. They have also been featured in BuzzFeed, in Time magazine, in USA Today, and in Women's Health, which is a spread that tells you the story travels. It works as a food story, as a culture story, and as a lifestyle story, all at once. They ship across the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Germany, and the Netherlands. Free shipping once you cross $59, and a 30-day happiness guarantee sitting behind the whole thing. I always pay attention to guarantees on consumable products because they are unusually revealing. It is one thing to guarantee a jacket you can inspect and return. It is another to guarantee something the customer is going to open and eat. You only offer that if you are confident the product lands, and if you would rather lose the occasional order than have someone quietly decide the whole category was a mistake. The pricing tells its own story too. Individual mixes sit around $20. The dietary-specific mixes are a couple of dollars more, which is honest, because they cost more to make. Then there are gift boxes in small, medium, and large, running from the high 20s into the low 30s, and at the top an all-in-one party mix at $89 for the person who has decided to solve an entire event in one purchase. There are gift cards, and there is gift wrapping for $1. Look at that lineup for a moment, and you will notice something. This is not just a candy company. It is a gifting company that happens to sell candy. That is a genuinely smart position, and I think it is the thing most likely to carry them. Candy is one of the last remaining universal gifts. It crosses ages, it crosses relationships, it does not require you to know someone's size or taste in design, and it never sits unused in a drawer. But most candy is a bad gift because it feels thoughtless. What makes Mums work as a gift is that it is specific. It comes from somewhere. It has a story you can tell in one sentence when you hand it over. Here, this is proper Swedish candy, the kind they actually eat there, and it does not have any of the rubbish in it. That sentence is the whole business model. So why does any of this matter beyond one company? Because it is a small, clean example of a much larger shift. For a long time, the reformulation conversation lived entirely in the serious categories. Better baby food, better protein, better breakfast. Nobody was going to spend real money fixing the ingredient list of a gummy because the assumption was that candy buyers had already opted out of caring. What Mums is demonstrating at meaningful volume is that the assumption was wrong. People do read the back of the bag. They just did not have a better option. And when one appears, 250,000 of them show up to say so. There is a second shift here too, and it is about cultural specificity as a business strategy. The easy move in food is to sand everything down until it offends nobody. The harder and much more durable move is to pick a real tradition, learn it properly, and bring it over intact. Licorice with actual conviction. Sour that is genuinely sour. Textures that are unfamiliar the first time and then become the ones you want. That is a company betting that people would rather have something real from somewhere specific than something safe from nowhere. If you take one thing from this episode, let it be that. Not the candy, although the candy sounds excellent. The pattern. Find a category everyone has stopped paying attention to. Take the throwaway assumptions seriously, remove what does not need to be there, and keep the joy completely intact. That is a repeatable idea, and it is available in more industries than you would think. Mums, the Swedish Candy Co. Look them up. Have a proper read of what they take out and what they leave in. And if you are the sort of person who has been quietly reading ingredient lists for years and putting bags back on the shelf, this one might be for you. If you have a gift to buy this month, it might be for you too. That is all from me. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for keeping this show in your rotation, and I will see you next time with another business worth knowing about. I have been Markus J. Diploma, and this has been the next Biz Thing.